Today is the 1st of September 2015, and on the 1st of September 2014 was when my book Back in the Frame was published, which was exactly a year ago. I'd like to thank all the people who bought a copy of my book Back in the Frame over the last year. I've sold lots of copies, and I'd like to use this occasion to give advice to whoever would like to write a book. I'm going to give very general advice. If anyone wants specific advice, you need to get in touch with me, and I'll be happy to talk to you. But I'll give general advice to anybody who would think about writing a book at some point in the future. Now, before you can write a book, you need to have some kind of idea how you want to write a book. You know, I couldn't just go to Manchester Airport and jump in a plane and expect to fly somewhere. You know, before you fly a plane, you have to learn how to fly the plane. Before you write a book, you've got to have some idea of how to write a book. You can't just expect to sit at a computer and type a few words and end up with a bestseller. You've got to have some idea of how to write a book. So I'll give a few tips to anybody who would think about writing a book. So the first thing is that you need to plan the book. Now I'd say don't spend too long planning. If you spend too long planning, then you'll get bored of the planning and you just give up writing the book. You need to maybe write one paragraph in note form, that's just the outline of the book. And then after maybe 10 minutes of writing one paragraph of planning, just get at the computer and start typing and use your planning to write the book, but don't plan too detailed, because it just get boring. If you get ideas while you're writing the book, it'll be hard to fit them in if you've done a lot of planning. Okay. So in the book you need to describe everything that happens in the book to some extent, because the reader is only going to know what's going on if you explain it. So every place your characters go to needs describing, and every thought and feeling that your characters have needs to be described. That's the only way that the reader is going to know what's going on. So if you're writing a book for a younger audience, then do a very, very brief description of everything that's going on. Because if you do too much description, people will get bored. Then if you're writing for a very, very old audience, it means people have a lot more time and a lot more patience. So you can describe everything that goes on in a lot more detail. But don't just write that your character goes into a house or goes into a shop. Write even maybe one sentence explaining whether the shop is tidy or dirty. Give your reader some kind of idea of the place that your character has just entered. And every person in your book, every main character in the book needs to have some kind of personality. You want every character to have a different personality, some things are getting boring. And the main way that you can show off a character's personality is by what they say. So if you've got a character who's uneducated, then make them talk in short sentences. But if you've got a character who's very educated, then make them say lots and lots of long words. And if your character doesn't like talking a lot, is very, very outgoing, then make them say, and give them lots of long sentences, make them talk all the time. So the way we're showing off personality is through speech. When I was writing my book Back in the Frame, if I went a few pages without any speech in it, I'd write those few pages fairly quickly. But then as soon as I got to a dialogue between a few characters or two characters, I would stop and I would think about it, because in that dialogue I want every word to be perfect, and I want every word to show that personality of the character.